This next story is a true story of an Aussie man that was brutally betrayed by his Filipina girlfriend. This story is shockingly predictable. This story should be used as an example of what not to do when dating, visiting, or traveling in Southeast Asia. Here it goes.
Yes. This is so nice, so cool.
I like swimming. Only wish I come here to swim.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I never thought I'd be in a situation like this, not at my age. My name's David. I'm 61 years old, an Australian born and raised, and I thought I'd seen enough of life to know how things worked. But life has a way of surprising you, doesn't it? Sometimes in ways that you never expect. I met Justine about a year ago. She was young, just 22 years old, but she had this energy and spark that made me feel alive again, you know? I'd retired for a few years, living off my savings and passive income, just enjoying the slower pace of life. I never thought I'd find myself in another serious relationship. My wife had passed away a decade ago, and I spent those years on my own figuring that part of my life was behind me. Then I took a trip to the Philippines. It was meant to be a simple holiday, nothing too fancy. I'd heard about the beaches, the food, the warm people, and I figured it was a good place to relax for a few months. But things didn't go as planned, at least not in the way I expected.
Hello, my love. So we are here.
Yes, we are here. Guess where we are?
Yeah.
We're in our secret spot.
Yes.
Yes. Look around.
I met Justine in a small town not far from Manila. She was a server in a restaurant, and she had this little boy running around her the entire time, which I assumed was her son. And he was. His name was Leo. It was clear from the first moment that he was her world. She was a single mother, living with her parents and trying to make ends meet. She didn't have much, but she didn't complain. And that really just drew me in. The first time we spoke, I was having my morning coffee. She was serving another table, and Leo, as toddlers do, was causing a bit of a scene. She was flustered, apologizing to customers, trying to calm him down, and I could see she was struggling. So I offered her a smile and said, "Don't worry, I've been there before. Kids have a way of making everything a bit more lively." She looked at me with a mix of surprise and gratitude. I'm sure she wasn't used to customers being so understanding. After that, we talked. Not much at first, just casual conversation about life and work, but soon it became more. I started going to the restaurant what seemed to be every afternoon, and eventually I asked her out. She hesitated at first, but I think she saw something in me that reminded her of safety, stability, something she desperately needed. We started dating, and before I knew it, I was head over heels. It wasn't just about her looks, although she was beautiful, no denying that. It was the way she cared for Leo, the way she worked hard, supported her family. I really admired that. I wanted to help her, and I wanted to be part of her life. Within a few months, I was doing more than just dating her. I was supporting her, financially, emotionally, in every way I could. I didn't have anyone back in Australia, and she made me feel needed again. I started sending her money regularly, at first just to help with the rent, groceries, little things for Leo. But soon, it became more. Her parents needed medical care. Leo needed new toys and clothes, and Justine, well, she started asking for more. I didn't mind. I wanted to give her the life she deserved. I figured, what's a bit of money? I wasn't exactly struggling, and seeing her happy made me happy. She even called me Papa David, and soon Leo started calling me that as well. It felt like I found a second chance at family. We spent nearly a year like that, me supporting her from Australia, visiting her in the Philippines whenever I could, and dreaming of the day we could finally be together full time. She told me she loved me, that she couldn't wait to move to Australia with me and Leo and start a new life. I believed her. I really believed every word she told me. But then everything fell apart. It started with a message, a Facebook message. It was from a man I didn't know, an Englishman, judging by his profile. His name was Colin. At first I thought it was some kind of scam, and then I read the message and my world began to unravel. "Hey mate, I think we need to have a talk about Justine. I don't know how to say this, but she's been seeing me for almost a year. I've been supporting her and her family just like you. I thought she was my girlfriend, and it looks like we've both been played." I felt the blood drain from my face. My hands started shaking as I reread the message over and over again, hoping it was some sort of sick joke. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. I had that sinking feeling in my gut that told me that it was real and I had been played. I replied to Colin, trying to keep my composure. What do you mean? How do you know Justine? Are you sure you're talking about the same person? He responded almost immediately, I'm positive, mate. Justine, 22 years old, single mother to a boy Leo, lives near Manila. She told me the same thing she probably told you, that she loved you and that you were the only one. But I've been doing some digging and it turns out she's been seeing more than just us. I found your Facebook profile through her friend list. I'm sorry, mate, but we've both been lied to. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. My head was spinning, my chest tightened, and I was trying to make sense of it all. Could this really be happening? Could Justine, the woman I'd loved and supported for the last year, really have been playing me for a fool? I didn't want to believe it, but the more I thought about it, the more the pieces started to fit together. The late night messages that went unanswered, the time she told me she was busy with family matters, the occasional slip in her stories about where she'd been or who she'd been with. At the time I brushed it off, I trusted her, but now it all seemed so obvious. I decided to confront her. I called Justine that night, my heart pounding in my chest as I waited for her to pick up. When she finally answered, I tried to keep my voice steady. Justine, we need to talk, I said, my voice thick with emotion. I got a message today from a man named Colin. He says he's your boyfriend. There was a silence on the other end of the line for a moment. I thought maybe the call had dropped, but then I heard her take a shaky breath. David, I can't explain, she whispered. That was all I needed to hear. My heart shattered right there. I didn't need her explanations, her excuses. I knew the truth now, and nothing she said would change that. How can you do this to me, I asked, my voice breaking. I've given you everything, Justine. I supported you, Leo, your entire family. I thought we had something real. I'm sorry, she said, her voice trembling. I didn't even mean to do this to you. I didn't want to hurt you. Her words only made me angrier. You didn't mean for this to happen? You've been cheating on me for a year, Justine. You've been taking my money, lying to my face, and now you're telling me it was an accident? She started crying, but I couldn't feel sympathy. Not this time. I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry, she said. But sorry wasn't enough. Not anymore. I hung up the phone that night, and I knew I'd never speak to her again. It wasn't just the betrayal that hurt me. It was the fact that I trusted her completely. I'd given her everything, and she'd taken advantage of me in the worst way possible. She didn't just break my heart. She shattered it into a million pieces. My belief in love and trust and the idea that people could be good and honest was gone. In the days that followed, I tried to piece my life back together. I cut off all contact with Justine, blocked her on social media, stopped sending her money. I heard through mutual friends, though, that she'd moved on quite quickly, probably to her next victim. Maybe she'd find someone else to play the same game with, or maybe one day she'd realize what she'd lost. But I wasn't waiting around to find out. As for me, I'm still trying to heal. It's not easy, especially at my age. I never thought I'd be here at 61 years old, nursing a broken heart and questioning everything I thought I knew about people. But life goes on, doesn't it? I suppose the lesson I've learned is one that everyone eventually faces. Trust is a fragile thing, and once it's broken, it's almost impossible to get it back. This story was a clear case of usury at its finest. I mean, it seems like it should have been obvious from the get-go, but I guess when you're in it sometimes, you're blind to things. Although our buddy David was an older guy, cheating, no matter the age, still hurts the same. Leave your thoughts or similar stories down in the comment box. Make sure to check out my previous video right here of Enzo from Italy, who had the surprise of a lifetime with his own family member. Subscribe, share, and like these videos. I'll keep them coming. My name's Roberto, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.